Okay. Hello. Um, Welcome to today's edition of Training Customer Service. And purpose for this holding this training is to address the critical issues with regards to customer satisfaction in service delivery, and as well as improve the relationship of brands with their customers. Now, before we proceed, kindly check the body of the training, check the description of the training. You will see the link to download the training material. Just click on it, you will see a link to download the training material. Then, if you're having issues, just type it in the comment section and I'm going to see them and address it. So, check the description of this training. Just check the description below. You're going to see a link, click on it, download the training material, and you can proceed from there. All right. So while I go ahead to start the training, considering customer service today, and amongst the outline we include a study on the customer to understand who the customer is. Then we go ahead to talk about customer service. Then we proceed to understand customer satisfaction, because if we provide customer service and the customer is unsatisfied, then there's an issue. Then we go ahead to discuss closingly with service delivery excellence. So that said, of course, we understand that everyone who is a participant in this training um, should be interested or is interested in customer service and relationship management in general. So by the time I'm done with this training, we expect that you understand, um, you have an improved value for customers, as well as understand how to create and maintain rapport with customers. Then very good and effective customer service approach and culture, and at the end of the day, be able to achieve customer satisfaction. So I'll reiterate again, please check the description below to download the training material. It is there. Just check the link, click on it, and download the training material. All right, so I'll just go straight into the training. So the essence, we just want to, as much as we can, reduce the time, so you can do this within 1 hour, 1 hour 30 minutes max, and we close. So if you have your questions as well, please be in case so you don't forget them, you can just type your question and we'll take them together. Okay, now that said, the customer, who exactly is the customer? Because we need to understand so we can create a proper value for the customer. Remember your material, just download, click, check the description to see the link down, click on it and download the material. Now, the customer is a buyer, anyone that is willing to pay a fair price for quality goods and service. And at the end of the day, they want to feel satisfied when they have paid a fair price for these goods and service. That's who a customer is. A customer is just another approach is a customer is you and I when we are willing to make payment for a good or a service that we consider um, fair enough, and we feel that at the end of the day, when we consume these goods or consume this service, we'll definitely be satisfied with what we paid for. That makes us customers for those brands. That is it. So now, rephrasing that again, I would say, when you and I are willing to make payment for a good and service, and at the end of the day, after that payment, we feel satisfied for making that payment, or we feel satisfied that we have derived the value for which we purchased that service or we purchased the goods. That makes us a customer. I think that is clear enough. So putting that much more forward when we say, okay, now as a customer service officer, we're going to be dealing with customers. So who exactly are we dealing with? From the perspective of a customer service officer, we are dealing with people, we are dealing with individuals, groups who want to purchase the services of the organization that we work for, and at the end of the day, they want to feel satisfied that they have derived an equivalent value to the money that they paid for. They get satisfied with it. So that is who a customer is. So in a nutshell, I'll take that again. Customers are people who are willing to pay a fair price for quality goods and service, and at the end of the day, they feel satisfied for doing that. Now we have types of customers, of course. We have the new customers. we have returning customers, then we have loyal customers. New customers, of course, we don't need to explain that so much. These are people who are just trying out the product or the service for the first time. Returning customers are customers who definitely ask me, okay, I've tried this the first time. I think I like what I the previous experience. I think I like the value I got from the product or from the service, and they go ahead to buy a second time. Then another one is the loyal customer. The loyal customer is one who have over a long period of time consistently stayed with the brand, purchased their goods and their service, purchased their goods or their services, or even goods and services, purchase them, and at the end, and not just doing that alone, but also have brought in their friends or spread a good word for the brand, become a brand advocate. So this is a loyal customer. The new customer progressed to becoming a returning customer, and the returning customer progressed to becoming a loyal customer. That's exactly the progress cycle of the customers. Now, let's go ahead to talk about the importance of customers in a business. Of course, it is imperative that any business that does not have customers will definitely fail, and any business that have unsatisfied customer will definitely fold or collapse at the end of the day, which is the reason why we are addressing this. Because some of the reasons why agents lose their job are unsatisfied customers. When there's a poor customer rating consistently and continuously against a particular agent who services these customers, then there's a problem. The agent is either sent for training or their activities are reviewed with the organization. So now we want to understand why is it important that we even take this training, because that we get to understand who a customer is, because understand the value that the customer brings to an organization, and not just that, understand who a customer is to an organization. So we start out by saying that customers are the money that the organization is looking for. Now, the organization or the employing company who has employed your services or is looking to employ your services definitely are looking for money. Yes, they're looking for money. They're looking for the money that they're going to use to pay salaries, run overhead costs, stay in business. They are looking for that money, and the money is in the hand of the customer, and they need to get that money. So now, meaning that the customer has the money that the organization is looking for, and at the end of the day, we need to keep that customer so that we can keep getting the money and keep the organization running. Then, secondly, customers are the lifeline of a business. Any business without customers means that the business will definitely fold or collapse. Or even if for a long time they are running with investors and they don't have new inflows from customers or paying customers, it means just give them a number of years, and at the end of the day they will fold because actually it's not just they don't just need the investors' money to stay afloat, they need the customers' money to remain in business. So without the customer, there's no lifeline for the business. The business definitely is dead actually. Then customers bring feedback for improvement, of course. For every organization that wish to improve or that wish to succeed in the marketplace, it's imperative that they look out for feedback. So, as a customer service agent, it is your responsibility to pay close attention to feedback. You don't just say, okay, feedback, if you're not interested in feedback because you feel it's not for you, that's the organization. Remember that the customer service person is just someone who is representing the organization or representative, the front line of the organization. If the feedbacks are given to you as an agent and you do not relate them to the appropriate channel who are going to put this feedback into good use, it means that the customer's feedback is useless, the customer feels worthless, the customer feels unrecognized, and they will definitely go elsewhere where they will be recognized. That's just simple truth. You just switch the role, put yourself in the shoe of the customer, and see yourself giving a feedback for an unsatisfied service or unsatisfactory level of service from an organization. You give that feedback once, you give it the second time. You believe that, oh, these people are not even taking the correction, not making use of my feedback. You walk away to someone else to other competing brands that are actually begging them to come over, and why yeah, the place where you patronize them and feel that you are not relevant to them anymore. So that's the way the customer will feel. So you don't want them to feel that way by replicating the role play. So now that we have replicated feel that we understand that the customer's feedback is very important. And when they bring this feedback to you, you take them seriously. Now, flipping it the other way around, these feedbacks are even expensive because this is what organizations pay so much money on in order to conduct a market survey. That market survey that they do this, they go into the market, they pay huge amount of money to conduct market survey and get feedback, both from from patrons, that's customers and non-customers as well. So this feedback is very much important for the organization so they can reposition themselves. So if you as an agent do not see the need, that means the organization might be spending money when they don't need because they're getting this feedback for free. Now, we move on to the next one. It says customers are brand advocates and influencers. Of course, yes, customers are brand advocates. They are influencers for a brand, and this is because if the customer is satisfied, they want to go ahead. Now, take for instance that customer has a circle of professional guys. Let's say has a place where they work or they do their business. They want to tell their friend, "Oh, have you tried out this eatery? I went there. It's so amazing. The aesthetics, the food, the delicacy is so amazing. The business are just amazing." So it automatically they are doing that promotion for the brand because they're so happy that they cannot keep their joy to themselves. That's one thing. When people are so excited, when people are so pampered, they want to tell others. They want to tell others about their experience. But flip it the other way around. Take for instance, the customer got embarrassed in that eatery. They want to tell their colleagues, "Do you know what happened today? Do you know this? Do you know that? Somebody even did this, did that." At that particular age. So they spread that negative experience. The same way it is when they have that positive experience, they spread the word, they tell people about it. Well, for instance, someone is looking for where to say, "Ah, I think you should try this place, you should try this." They are advocating for the brand without getting anything in return, but they believe that they've earned that proposition has ended or that brand has ended because they nobody wants to refer someone to somewhere that at the end of the day they will say, "Oh, why did you send me to such a place?" No. As long as they can refer someone, person say, "Ah, thank you for referring that place. It was a great place." That's an amazing model. People always want to do something where people come and say thank you for referring me to this place. And it really, it actually met my expectations. That's the kind of thing we're talking about. So customers can, they are brand advocates. They can spread the word and they can influence. Now, when it comes to influence, that particular one is, I want to explain that clearly. Now, take for instance, we have a group of friends who are saying, "Okay, where do we go for this? Where do we go for this picnic?" So they say, "Oh, there's a picnic, there's a resort here." Everyone say there's a resort here. Another person is saying, "Wait, let's have the criteria. Let's give them the criteria why they should choose this because why they've been there before." See, influencing the conversation, influencing that group. And if such a person succeeds, they are unpaid, but they are busy promoting that particular result. If the group finally agrees to that particular customer, and they move and they go to that resort and experience it and exactly what this person said. You can imagine, let's say that they are a group of 5 people or a group of 10 people, and they are coming with their spouse. You can imagine that makes, let's say, a group of 10 men, and they're coming with their spouse. So it makes them 20. Now, that 20 is going to still go. This is just one person influencing 10 people that actually turned out to become 20 because they're coming with their spouse. So now this 20 comes, and at the end of the day, they go out and spread it. That's the chain. That's the connection. Yeah, that's the network being built. Just it started from one satisfied customer, and the satisfied customer brought in 20 people that got satisfied again. So those 20 people will definitely go out and spread the word again. That's the way. That's actually what cut marketing cost for most organizations. That's why customer service is very, very serious. Because if you can understand the value of customers to an organization, then the customer service agents will know and will prioritize their job very well. So that's also the reason why we're taking this training. Okay, we move on to the next one. Now, how do we increase customer base? This is one of the major questions that will always pop up in the prep meetings. Of course, every Monday meeting, the Monday prep talks and the Friday meetings where the workforce is assembled together and we discuss, make review, like prepare for the week, and at the end of the day, make a review of all that happened on Friday. So in this instance, of course, questions will pop up, and and this is one regular question that will always pop up for the customer service team. How do we increase our customer service? How do we increase our customer base? I'm sorry. So how do we increase our customer base? Of course, one of them is through referrals. Referrals are very important. Now, remember from the last example that I just gave explanation, it is very clear that one satisfied customer brought in, recommended the brand, recommended the result. So 10 people who brought in additional 10 persons and they became 20. So, so referrals can be a very good spot, very good points that can be harnessed. And at the end of the day, you see the customer base multiplied. Then, friends and family network, of course, where people can bring in their friends and families. Organizations often create products that include friends, that also include family. Where people say, okay, there are some products that you share with someone, you're asked to share with someone. Sometimes we have these streaming platforms where we are expected to we have like we're giving permission to share with another account. Now, you are to gift to someone else. When you gift it to someone else, that's more like sharing with a friend or sharing with a family person. So it's expanding the network. Take for instance, if I'm not on let's say XYZ streaming platform, and a friend brings it or my spouse brings it, I say, "Oh, I paid for this. I made a subscription, an annual subscription, and I have two login. I have the option to log in with two devices. So it means you should take one of the options while I use one. So it means two of our devices can access. So I begin to use it. I try, I access it, and I like what I see. Automatically, I've been won over, right? As a result of friends and family, the network, because my spouse or a friend gifted me with a login that which I can use as a result of the subscription and not subscription that they made. So that's a way of increasing customer base. As a customer service person, you're familiar with this. Then discounts and incentives, of course, are ways of increasing customer base, because we find most organizations will create discounts, create promo plans, incentives that is designed to help um, is designed to help people spend more or come on board. Possibly maybe if the service or if the price of the product or the service, let's say is 100% or let's say 100 USD, and we're saying okay, there's a discount of 30 USD or there's a discount of 50 USD on the product. That's if you make purchase within this particular period. Of course, if I have a need for this service, even if my need is going to be by month end, I'm going to be needing this. And what I'm paying for is an annual subscription. And I have the opportunity of paying 50% less as at today. I would definitely want to go with it. I would definitely want to make that payment so that I can secure that 50%. Since it is an annual subscription, I definitely want to make the payment rather than wait until month end. And at the end of the day, I'm not paying 100%. So I rather prefer to pay that 50% now, since I still have the rest of the year to enjoy it. So that's where discounts and incentives comes in to increase customer base. We see this more often with organizations that work for as customer service officials. Then we go ahead to talk about account reactivation. Yes, this is one major one, which for me I see this um, as a way of even empathizing with aggrieved customers. Now, why do accounts go dormant in the first instance? Because the opposite of reactivation is dormancy. It was dormant for it to reactivate it in the first instance. So it means these accounts were dormant and were now being reactivated. So we want to find out why, and we'll create a plan to understand why they were dormant in the first instance, so we can now proceed to reactivating it. Because it's not just about reactivating, even the process of reactivating a dormant account or winning back an aggrieved customer, so that they can start using um, they can start patronizing again or using their accounts again. It means we have to go through the customer recovery process. Of course, the details of that will be considered in tomorrow's training. Okay, so that's the details of reactivation or winning back an aggrieved customer to be done in the customer recovery. Then let's go ahead and talk about social media platforms. Of course, these five lists are not where the whole points are exhausted. These are just the top social media platforms are also ways people can get their clients, can increase their clients. Now, well, this training intentionally did not include advertising, marketing. No, would not put that because we know that these are just the conventional ways where, of course, companies, organizations will use to bring in new customers. We're saying we're thinking out of the box. That's what this particular one is about. Thinking out of the box, the ones that is not even regular, apart from the day-to-day marketing that organizations will do marketing, do advertising, do social media marketing, whatever influencer marketing, all those ones, they are very common. But the one we're talking about is these ones are not just something that are just regular on a day-to-day basis with most organizations. Okay, so that brings us to the close of the top five ways we believe that we can increase the customer base as a customer service executive. These suggestions are so great for an organization where it fits in for them to increase their customer service base. Now, how then do we impress customers? Of course, it is important that we know how to impress customers. Uh, if, of course, there are some of them you may not be able to implement individually. These are when you understand this point, you can suggest them of course, in the daily meeting. That's the Monday prep meetings or the Friday closing meetings, weekly closing meeting. Okay, so we'll go ahead and talk about one of the ways of impressing customers is impressive and polite welcome. Of course, when customers visit the organization, these are for working customers. More importantly, let's take for instance that this is a shop floor. Of course, or where customers are expected to work in big products or um, uh, uh, pick the products that they would want for. Of course, an impressive and polite welcome will be very great here. Take for instance the places where we go. Even where we go to some eateries, we see some, or we go. There are some hospitality companies that do this very well. We visit the place and you see the hospitable welcome that is given to you on your arrival is very much amazing. So oftentimes you see this play out. Then there are some places, like for instance, even if it is via phone call where customers call in, that's impressive and polite welcome. That is very much important, even over the call or over the counter, whichever one it is very much important. Then talk about a show of excitement as the service officer. Take for instance, you're a customer, you walk into a shop, you walk into a shop, you walk into a mall, and you want to pick up something, and the attendant there is just all frowned, and there's no excitement, there's no, of course, you're coming to spend, you're coming to make purchases. They should be excited seeing you there. If there's this frown, you just want to say, is everything okay? Are you sure you're in the right place? Maybe you just want to walk away. Maybe that's not just the right place, or that's not the right time for you to make purchases. So then we'll go ahead to talk about attention to details when we interact with customers as customer service executive, officials, or agents. It is very much important that we pay close attention to details. So when customers speak to us and customers are talking to us about anything, maybe be it a need or be it a service they need or be it a complaint or a feedback, it is imperative that we are paying close attention to details. So it's not at the point where customer finishes what they are saying and then you're just saying, yes, what did you just say? It means so you didn't even listen in the first instance. Or they finish the conversation and at the end of the day, you didn't even get the point that was shared. Then customer may think is it that the customer service person is slow or does not have understanding ability. Then this is very important that we pay close attention to details. Now, paying close attention to details also means that you're able to put one and one together because you're more like, of course, you play the role of an investigator. When a customer have problems, you be the one to troubleshoot. So when you troubleshoot, you have indirectly invested. So you need to pay close attention to details, know where the problem is coming from, so you can proper solution to it. That's also paying close attention to details, what is going to help you achieve. Then let's go ahead to talk about timely issue resolution. When there's solution and the solution is coming at the wrong time, it's that there is it's a fruitless solution. That's what it is. It's a fruitless solution because we don't administer drug to a dead body. We don't administer drug to someone who is already dead. We save the person while the person is still alive. So when we bring solution, when we try to resolve issues, resolve it when when it's still relevant to the customer. Take for instance, a customer needs to catch up with a certain flight to catch up with a certain business, and they need to fly. I'm talking about it. If you work as a ticketing person, so now and we're able to resolve and help them meet up with what they want, with what like with their schedule, and they miss their appointment or they miss their time, their flight, then there's a problem. It means that at the end of the day, if we resolve it and they've already missed. Yes, they might meet up with the flight, but they've missed their business appointment. And then it still doesn't resolve the problem. The problem there's an issue. The issue is properly resolved when it actually is still beneficial to the customer. If we resolve the problem when it's no longer beneficial to the customer, then at the end of the day, the solution is useless. Then we have to talk about the turnaround time. There should be a consistent turnaround time for most organizations. Their turnaround time might be 5 minutes, might be 10. For some, it all depends on what the organization is doing because there are different products, different services for different organizations. So based on what they do, for instance, if it's within the banking sector, you find out that the turnaround time might be just 5 minutes or 3 minutes for it to and serve a customer, and at the end of the day, you move on to the next person. So we don't sit down trying to service just one customer and waste the whole day. So that's why it's imperative that you maintain the turnaround time established by the organization. You're not establishing your own, you're following that is established by the organization. And in the instance where there is no turnaround time, that's a service turnaround time by the organization, it is therefore your honor to suggest that to the organization such that they can implement and create a turnaround time so it can be uniform. And every other customer service person can take for example, if it's a team of four, because there are some organizations where you see this play out, where some are trying to evade work and push the job function to someone else by trying to form busy or walking around here and there, looking for one file or the other. These things play out. But once there's a turnaround time, a service turnaround time, if a customer comes to your desk, you have to service that customer within 5 minutes, within 10 minutes, and discharge that customer. It is very much important. So at this time, if there's no turnaround time, but if there's a turnaround time, so all the agents, even if you have 20 agents or 10 agents, you will not have a situation where let's say only 3 or 4 out of all the agents are fully occupied and the remaining 6 are just whiling away, looking for ways to walk around, moving from one desk to the other. Everybody is well seated. So if a customer comes to your desk, you attend to them, maintain the turnaround time, and have them work satisfied. Then we go ahead to talk about the other one. You know how you can help the customer, of course, very much important. So you don't just assume you can help the customer. Of course, you can help the customer. That is why you are there. So, but you don't just assume that this is the best way of solving an issue. You need to first of all understand what the customer wants, understand what the problem is, and at the end of the day, you can now help the customer recommend the solution to them. Of course, that is how you can help the customer. You don't impose the help on them. You help them understand the help that they need and provide that help. That's the best way to offer the help as a customer service person. Then we'll go ahead to talk about appreciations and small gifts. Yes, this creates lasting impressions on customers. Away from that, all that we've discussed above are excellent ways by which customers are delighted. Customers are made to believe that they are very much important to an organization. It creates that impression. It makes them feel respected. It makes them feel valued in an organization. Now, topping it up, appreciations and small gifts are given. So now, I'm talking about appreciation here. Let's say of course, most of us will receive birthday text messages that recognize our birthdays. Yes, they are small, but they mean so much to us. Okay, even there are sometimes where we believe or even forgot or they forgot. Of course, if you find out that there are sometimes where the bank failed to send you even a congratulatory message on this year of your birthday, you feel, oh, you feel this, you don't feel the same way you used to feel when they congratulated you. Yes, the congratulations didn't add a couple, but actually it's a recognition. It's a recognition that when you have a friend and the friend does not, you appreciate them on their own birthdays and they don't appreciate you on your own birthdays, there is an issue. It has to be reciprocal. There's the principle of reciprocity needs to come in. So you do business with them, and at the end of the day, they also recognize you in their own little way. That's awesome. So that's that. There's small gifts, of course. There are small gifts. These small gifts often come seasonal. Most times it's seasonal. It comes in from time to time, where it could be during the festive season. It could just be during maybe the organization is celebrating something, one thing or the other, and they decide to do small gifts to all their customers. Of course, this can be done. These are ways of creating impressions on customers. Sometimes it could be when they make purchases, they give them a certain gift. There are certain times where we have bought something before and we're given a little gift. We have bought a smartphone and we're given them a top up. It might just be even a top. It might be an airtime. It might be a data subscription for 1 year, for a month. Sorry, for a month or for 3 months. That's like a small gift, and you appreciate. And of course, anyone who received that, we got a smartphone and we're giving a data subscription for 3 months. That's an amazing one. Okay, of course, you definitely want it to create an impression with you. Then we'll go ahead to talk about the last one, like a comeback voucher. This one is much more regular, where most when customers oftentimes this that let's say we find this in eateries, we find this play out also in malls where people make purchases and they're giving a comeback voucher. The voucher might just be a discount, okay, give them a discount or whatever. So when they visit again, they get a discount. Yes, that's more like a comeback voucher. I think that explains that better. If you have any questions, always remember to put them in the comment section. When I'm done, I'm going to be taking them together. So also I want to also reiterate, please, in the learning material is in the body of the is in the description of this training. Just check the body of the training. You see in the description, you see a link. Kindly click on it, and you will be able to. You'll see a link to download the training material. Okay. Now we go ahead to talk about okay, summarizing on that. So in total, we're saying that customers are potential market influencers. Customers also are the money the organization needs to run effectively and efficiently. I think that sorts the whole issue completely. Okay, now we're going to be moving to the next phase. Before we go on to the two, that's to the module two of this training, I want to also reiterate again. If you're just joining, please check the description of this training. There's a link where you can download the training material. So you download and you can follow. We're in the module two now, which is customer service. Now, let's go ahead and talk about customer service. Providing customer, what exactly is customer service in the first instance? We say what customer service? Because if a customer service officer, so you are officially providing customer service. So that's what it is. Customer service officer is officially providing customer service. Now, what exactly is customer service? It is just the act of providing standard and professional service or assistance to a customer. So it means, remember that we established earlier who a customer is. So now we're saying that when you, as an official, or when I, as an official, as a person, provides an assistance or provides professional service to someone that is willing to make payment for it, it means we are providing customer service. That's what we're saying in essence here. I'll take that again. So if I decide now to, if I'm employed, not just decide, if I am employed to provide professional service that is skilled, standardized, now to a customer or to someone that is paying for it in an organization. I am a customer service person. That is that. So I'm going to take that from another perspective again. If I find myself providing assistance that is structured, that is standardized by an organization. So if this organization employs me and tell me this is the standard of service that we provide to customers, and I provide that assistance to the customers. I am a customer service official for that organization. Now, remember we've already discussed who a customer is, and now we're talking about servicing these customers, for serving these customers. That's where we are right now. And we're saying that providing a standard and a professional service to these customers makes us a customer service person, a customer service personnel. Okay, now let's go ahead to talk about the customers. There's a customer service life cycle. When we talk about customer service life cycle, we're talking about the places where the customer service become relevant in the life cycle of a customer. Now, from the point of, we were saying from the point of purchase. Now, during that's before the customer makes the purchase. Sometimes they walk in, not just sometimes, they want to reach out to the organization. For some products, of course, they might read about the details on social media. They might read, even if they read about the details on social media, they ask a question. They want to ask a question, maybe in the comment section. When they read about the product, they ask in the comment section. There's an official that responds to it, even though it is under the coat of the social media manager. Yes, but they provide that customer service, even though they might be functioning as social media managers, managing all the social media, but they're providing the service they're also providing there is customer service. When they respond to the inquiries of those customers, when they want to know more. And let's take for instance that it is a website. The customer goes to the website, sees the details, and say, okay, I think I am satisfied. I think I like this product, but I need to get more information. They pick the contact number that is there and call the organization. Hello, good morning. Hello, good afternoon. May I know more about this product? I saw some details about it on your website, but I need more information. That they're making a contact with the service personnel of the organization. So this is before they make purchase. So now they are already establishing a contact, even though this is the life cycle of the customer that has just begun, which is the before purchase. Now, during purchase, I want to make emphasis on that. Now, during purchase, there are points where like take for instance, where as if I am a customer and I need more assistance. I already like this product, but I need to ask that when it's I can't see this product or I can't find this product on the shelf. I am making a during purchase interaction with the customer service person. Now, when I see it, but I want a particular, I want another one, or I want this type of brand, I want that one. I come and I'm making the inquiry again. I want this particular one. I'm finding it difficult to get it on the shelf. Now, more importantly, and I say, okay, please can you come assist me on the shelf? That's also the during purchase contact or during purchase service with the customer. Now, I also another one is asking the products that I want. I'm moving them to the shelf or to the place of the customer service person or the front desk person who's supposed to serve me there. Then they assist me with calculating and the bills are made and I make payments. So during that process, even the payment process, and guided to make the payment as well. So all these are the during purchase. I'm not talking about working. I'm talking about over the shelf. That's that. Now take for instance, we are buying a product online. We're looking to make purchases. So we've made orders. We see all the details are well placed. The process are seamless. We follow the links and we make payment. So and we even use maybe there is we use card to make payment or maybe we use card to make payment. And at the end of the day, the card payment is not successful. Now on the website, it's showing it's not successful, but I had been debited as a customer. So what am I going to do? Of course, I need to find out. I'm going to call my bank. I call my bank, and my bank is saying the money has been sent to the post that is to the merchant. The merchant, and I reach out to the merchant. So it is. I will have to reach out to the merchant through their customer service and to establish my complaint such that they can correct it on their website. Maybe there was a glitch when instead of it showing payment approved and it didn't, but yet it debited me and they got value for the payment. So now that's also during purchase. which is also on a virtual note. Then take for instance that I made payment, it was successful, but I was doubly debited. So I need to request for a reversal of one of the payments. Of course, that's another cause for me to contact the customer service agents of the organization and lay my complaint that I was debited twice. And now that's another one. Now let me give you another example. Let's take for instance that while I was making payments, I ignorantly clicked on recurring payments. So it was I used a recurring payment. So even at the end of the day, so maybe it's a 3 months. I'm making a 3 month subscription, and after that 3 month subscription, it automatically bills me again. And I'm saying, wow, I did not authorize this or that one, but I failed to realize that when I was making and using the recurring options, I didn't say one-off. I just choose a recurring payment without choosing a one-off option. And at the end of the day, so I get billed again the next month. And there are a lot of customers like that who receive billings sometimes because they don't even check their bank statement. Only when they find out from their bank statement, oh, they even have their subscription and the subscription was approved, it was even running, and they never knew that they had their subscription, they have active subscriptions because it was a recurring payment and it kept on. So once this one elapses, once the subscription elapses, automatically it will renew itself again because it was the card details, the payment details are there. So I'll just be so because I don't receive, maybe I don't receive SMS alert, I just receive email and I don't check my mails. So I might just be receiving the debit without even knowing it. So that's one. And when I get to find out, I want to reach out to the customer service agent. Okay, can you please help me cancel the recurring payment so that I can just pay when I want to use this product or this service? So that's also during purchase, during the life cycle of the customer before they make the purchases. These are the places where we can make contact and lots more. I just gave examples about that. Now let's go ahead to talk about finally after purchase. Remember, all the examples are just some. There are multiple cases with regards to before, during, and after purchase contact or services to a customer in their journey or in their life cycle. Then let's talk about the after purchase. So if I finish buying a product or a service from a customer, from an organization, now they reach out and say, okay, as a customer service person, they reach out to me and say, okay, hello, sir, I want to find out what your experiences have been on using the product or the service. So this is more like a survey. They want to find out. They want me to fill a form. They want me to give them feedback, accurate feedback about how I felt using their product or their service, the bottlenecks, what I felt was wrong. Was I really spoken to? Was I properly staffed by their service agents? How do I rate them? And the rest of that. So all this information, of course, I could give them in a survey because now I'm the customer patronizing them. Now, also as a customer service officer, now I'm flipping it the other way around. I'm not the customer service officer serving a satisfied customer. I also want to find out, okay, how well are they using the service? Would they require any service? If the product that the customer purchases is something that they require, like for instance, a particular example is products and or a service that require an installer, a professional installer. So the professional installer have to work with the customer to install that particular product. It might be a software. So the customer service person helps me and walks me through the process of installing or using that product and service. Now that's that. Then it might also be um, more like after I finish after the customer buys or purchase from the organization, I have to reach out to ensure that they are satisfied with the products that they have purchased, and if they will need anything else. Then there's also another one which is intermittently. So this particular one of reaching out to them to find out if they are satisfied can be done intermittently, can be even done once. It can be done at a particular time. Let's take for instance, it might be um, one day after they have made their payments, that's like the next day. It might be a week after, it might be a month after they pay, after they have made a purchase or after they have bought the product to find out, okay, how do they like the product? Are they enjoying it? What do they think they need to improve on, of course, which also fall back to the feedback survey I talked about. Okay, so these are the various places customers are served or serviced during their life cycle with an organization. Now, we'll talk about the life cycle. What do we consider as life cycle? From the point of making inquiry to the point of actual purchase. It does not end there, but all through the journey, all through the stay of that customer with the organization. That's what we consider as the customer's life cycle. But this time around, we're saying the customer's life cycle before, during, and after purchase of the product or the service that the customer pays for. In that's with regards to an organization. Okay, now let's go ahead to talk about purpose. The purpose of customer service. The purpose of customer service here we talk about is goodwill. Goodwill is very, very much imperative. Goodwill. Then we talk about brand patronage. The purpose of customer service is to sell goodwill. Is at the end of the day, we want um, whoever is using this brand to be happy. Because if they are not happy, remember when we started earlier, when we said that customers are advocates and also they can be influencers. They can be negative influencers or they can be positive influencers, influencers for good. So now, when we have goodwill from the customers, it means that they will help us spread the right word. They will help us spread positive words about the brand. They'll tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell another friend to use the product. Then brand patronage, which is the next one. Brand patronage, the purpose of customer service is to ensure that that customers continue to use or patronize the brand. Very, very important here. Because if customers do not patronize the brand, then we are out of business, and it means the customer service officers will definitely go and look for job elsewhere. Then repeat purchases. We don't just want customers to just buy and walk away. As long as the product or the service that we sell are renewables, something that they will use from time to time, they can come back again. They will need it from time to time. So we want them to make a repeat purchase. We don't just want them to buy once and walk away, even though it is a real estate property. We want them to buy and buy again. That's exactly how what we want. And even if they don't buy again, they will buy through someone else by referring someone. That's exactly what we want. We want a repeat purchase through customer service. And we can only achieve that by making customer service more efficient and interesting. Then we talk about increased spending. Customer service is designed to also help to increase spending. Now, in what way does it happen? Take, for instance, a customer wants to buy a particular product, and now this particular product, yes, the customer is trying to meet, to manage or to squeeze, but at the end of the day, what they are paying for will not serve them, and they will not be happy at the end of the day. Take, for instance, if we have a product, let's say we have a basic, we have a gold, we have a platinum plan, and the need of the customer would definitely falls at the there's gold our gold services is what is going to match the customer's need. But the customer is insistent on going for the basic. So they will need to through customer service we can encourage the customer, help and make them see reasons why they need to take their mind away from going for the basic and go for the gold. Because if they end up paying for the basic, they might still turn out, they might still come back and pay for that gold. And by that time, they'll be making double purchases, which they won't be happy about. Of course, remember that every negative experience they will want to share with other people. And they have positive experience, they also share with other people. So we want to help them advance that negative experience sometime. So that's where that advisory comes in, and it helps in increasing spending, of course. Then another perspective to it is that a satisfied customer wants to buy more. Take for instance, if I buy, let's say, I bought a particular burger and I say, this burger is so much, it's sweeter than the one I used to buy from XYZ um, restaurant or fast food. I want to say, okay, maybe I should take one while I'm going home. I just ate one there, but because I liked it, I said, okay, maybe I should take one. Maybe because I need to give to someone else to test. I said, and do you see the difference? Because I want to make an impression. I want to help. I want to make a statement. So I buy additional one and take them either to a friend or to a family, a family member. And say, okay, can you taste this and compare with what we used to buy from XYZ restaurant? So you see, it has automatically made me to increase the spending because I bought this and it was awesome. Another approach is that let's take for instance, I came to this eatery alone and I love the excellence. I love the ambience. I love everything about it. I want to bring a friend. I want to bring other people. So now, but remember when I let's take for instance that when I visited alone, of course, I'll be spending more when I'm bringing other people. That's what it is. So if of course I'm bringing up to come experience the excellence, the exquisite that I experience, I'm going to be spending more because I'm bringing more people. That's another way where how customer service can improve spending. Now the excellence provided by service officials, I want to get them to also experience. Okay, now let's go on to talk about the next one, non-stop usage. The purpose of customer service is also to encourage non-stop usage because if customer service is poor or below standard or below expectation, customers will stop using the brand or will stop patronizing the brand, and we don't want that. Then we'll go ahead and talk about brand advocacy. I'm not going to overemphasize this. We've already said that a satisfied customer will advocate, that a satisfied customer will advocate for the brand, and a dissatisfied customer will definitely demarket the brand. Of course, that's negative advocacy. Okay, so we'll go ahead and talk about the final one, recommendation and referral. Of course, customer service is aimed at getting recommendation from satisfied customers or to make or to them design customer service is designed to make satisfied customers to make customers satisfied so they can make recommendations, so they can refer the brand to their friends and say, oh, point them to that particular direction. Maybe you should go test it or you should go have an experience or experience this brand and see how. Just go experience the brand and give me a feedback. I think that is that. So that's the purpose of customer service in a nutshell. That's the listed points that we've talked about here, which are 7 in number. Of course, they are not limited to that alone. Now, the importance of customer service, because we also need to deliberate on this as well. The importance of customer service. Why is customer service important um, to an organization? Now, it is important because it helps to manage the relationship. Like the brand relationship management with customers. The customer service helps to manage the relationship. Now, we're talking about managing a relationship. What relationship are we talking about? We're saying the customer brand relationship. Of course, every customer is interacting with a brand. Now, if they are angry, they say, these people, and I see them as a whole. Now, both I'm saying the management, the product, the service of this particular. So I classify them as these people or XYZ people. They are so bad in customer service, or they are so excellent in customer service. I want to refer someone to go to try it because it's an excellent one. So customer service helps to manage the relationship between a customer and the brand. That's what customer service does. Very much important because if relationships are poorly managed, then um, one party will definitely be aggrieved and they will just renege and move back from patronizing the organization or patronizing the brand. Then customer experience management. The one of the another important role customer service plays is to manage experience. Take for instance, a customer uses a particular product or service and the experience was horrible. Now, they call the customer service person. Why are they calling the customer service person? They want to report that experience. They want the customer service person who is a frontline executive or a frontline representative of that brand to know, okay, that this is the experience I had with your product and I did not like it at all. So now by making that report, it is left for the customer service person to address that experience, which you, as a customer service person, are to work on the customer's experience and ensure that the customer is happy again with the brand. Of course, we're going to be dealing with customer experience management in tomorrow's training, so we're not going to be discussing so much on that. So, customer experience management is one of the purposes of customer service. Then customer retention and loyalty. Of course, loyalty management is also part of what we're going to be talking about. Now, the purpose of customer service is to retain customers and is to ensure that their loyalty to the brand is unwavering. Of course, that it's not just sports to the competition. Okay, that's that. Okay, now customer service as well is designed to promote the culture, service culture, and reputation of a brand. So now we see that XYZ, for instance, now when it comes to stability, let's say stability in data, maybe some brands have distinguished themselves in a particular area. You want like a 5G network with factors going to this. or maybe let's say you don't want flight cancellation all the time. Maybe you should just consider this XYZ brand, or you don't want X. So there are some service cultures that have been established such that and reputations that have been established by by the type of service that is provided by a brand. That's what we're saying. That customer service promotes service culture and also promotes brand reputation. So the customers already know, if I'm patronizing this a particular this brand, this is just what they do. That's how they do. They are good at doing this. So it's the reputation for the brand. Now, for customer service is what promotes it. Now, we talk about the next one. It says sales and repeat purchases. Yes, it is important because why? Customer service is very much intertwined with sales and repeat purchases. Poor customer service means poor sales, poor repeat purchases. It doesn't matter how much the organization spends in marketing. It doesn't matter how much effort the marketing officers put into their work. It doesn't matter the effort they put in. But at the end of the day, when the customers themselves come in and they experience the poor services from the organization, they will go back. Nobody wants to keep spending money in a place where they don't get commensurate value for the money they spend. Nobody wants to keep doing that. Of course, the first time you did it, you might want to do it the second time. So maybe that was just, but if you try it again and it's still the same thing, the services are poor. Nobody wants to keep spending money there. You just want to go elsewhere. Look for the company that also has excellent service and just put them. Then that's what it is. Then finally, we talk about on this list, talk about the customer service creates brand advantage over the competition. If we are known for providing excellent service at all time, or if we are known to be doing African time, let's say, or we're not to always shift the flying time. Let's say we say I will book a ticket for 9 a.m. and we're always maybe for that 9 a.m. we'll never leave by 9 a.m. We're always leaving by 3 p.m. or by 6 p.m. At the end of the day, consistently, this brand are always known for always shifting. Or we say, okay, this brand, they tell you this, that is what it is. We're leaving at that time. Let's say it's not the flight this time around. Let's say it's a road transport company. It says 7 a.m. and at 7 a.m. on the dot, the buses are leaving, and that's just remarkable. If somebody misses their trip the first time, yes, they might be so angry and furious. Of course, the organization might have is definitely designed to have a way of reaching out to them and ameliorating the problem. But next time, when this happens over and over again, of course, it is if the customer does not, the policy says you must be at the park, be made, let's say, before 6:30 a.m. so that the bus can load, or can board properly and leave by 7 a.m. So if I keep on defaulting, I'm supposed to say, as a customer should bear the blame. If if I'm arriving by 7 and the bus is leaving by 7 a.m., I should bear the blame. I don't get to the airport by 7 a.m. If I have a 7 a.m. flight. But I have a 9 a.m. flight, I don't get to the airport by 9 a.m. Of course, I'm going to have to get there on time to start my check-in. That's how. So I don't uh, 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 use the normal phrase which is called the African time. So if it's 9 if it is 7 a.m. and 7 a.m. Now take for instance the same way it is that we have established this reputation. So we have that over our competition who are still struggling to have a reputation in that particular industry. That's what it is. So customer service is also designed to help build the advantage over the competition. Okay, I think that said, we'll discuss extensively on that. Let's go ahead to talk about the channels of customer service. Of course, we will not be discussing in depthly about this, but let's see the channels of customer service. What do we mean by that? Channels of customer service here is particularly referring to now the customers themselves. We have customers. How do we address these customers? We reach out to these customers, we engage these customers, but how do we like the channels with which we deliver our service, the channels with which we serve these customers? That's what we're talking about here. So we have in-person channels. But majority of the examples that we've been discussing here are in-person channels of customer service, like over the counter. That's what we're talking about. Over the counter, customers walk in and we service them. We provide service to them. So that's in-person service. Of course, these are channels. because when we visit an organization or organization, we say, okay, their office address. So either we choose to visit their office address to go get service, to go be served by their customer service executive or officials or agents. So now, if we don't visit them in person, then we might decide to say, okay, I will check their website. We check and we get their website, and we say, okay, maybe we see their chat icon. We use the chat and we chat to the service representative, of course. So there's a chat channel which we can use to send our inquiries and get replies real time. We can also decide to send email. So we visit the website, we see the email, we copy it, and we send email, and somebody decide, and somebody responds to us. Of course, that's also another channel of customer service. We can decide to say, no, I want to get a reply urgently. So I take my phone and I dial the contact number that is there, and I say, hello, XYZ. So I introduce myself, and at the end of the day, I ask my questions and I get the issues resolved, or I make the inquiries that I want to make. That is that. Then we go ahead to talk about the other one that says social media and service channels. Of course, most people get their services delivered to them via social media. Not necessarily doing a call out here, but what I'm talking about is making inquiries. I see a brand post something on social media, and I want to ask them, okay, can I get more information about this? So sometimes they might ask me to open my DM and they send me more information via my DM. That's that. Okay, so then next on this is interactive virtual assistant service channels, of course, where customers can get served via virtual assistants. Now, we also have, we're talking about these virtual assistants and also the customer self-service channels. So let's talk about the virtual assistant, which is interactive service channel, where you can just click on, say, dial this number, and you dial the number, and you're speaking with an automated um, service agent. So that's a machine, a computer, who tells you what to do. You press this one, press one, you select the option, press two, you select another option. It gives you options to select, and what to press going forward. And at the end of the day, you sort the problem you're looking for. So that's also an interactive virtual assistant service channel. Then the self-service channel, of course, where people can service themselves. Of course, we walk in and we interact with the machine, and we're using the machine to service ourselves. Of course, that's customer service, where we sort issues. Of course, there practical example is now maybe you want an ATM card, you don't even need a customer service officer anymore. Just go in, interact with the machine, and at the end of the day, your ATM card is out, and you use that. You can and you make your ATM card yourself, you create your key, everything is self service. And at the end of the day, you use it to make your instant withdrawals, and the card is working excellently well and effortlessly. That's these are various channels of customer service that we have listed here, but they are not limited to the channels of customer service. So, but they're top notch that we see on our everyday to day activities in the service space. Okay, so that brings us to the end of that particular category, which we've considered. Remember, we've considered about customers, we've considered customer service. So now we're saying that customers are potential market influencers, customers are the money the organizations want. So, of course, we're using to buttress customer service. If we're going to do customer service, we need to understand this. Customers are potential market influencers, and customers are the money that we're looking for as an organization. So that is that um, as a summary here. Now, we take us to the point three. That's the module three, which is customer satisfaction. Remember when we started this training, I said if if you're just joining us, please ensure that you check the description of this training video. You're going to see a link to download the training material. Just click on it, download the training material, and join us. We're in the third section. That's the third module of the training now. We've already gone so far. This is half of what we're supposed to do today. We're already there, so we'll be closing very soon. Then we started with the customer, understanding who the customer is. Then we talked about customer service, and now we're about to talk about customer satisfaction, because if we've understood the customer, we provide customer service, and the customer is not satisfied, then actually we did not provide the service at all. We need the customer to be satisfied, so we can say, okay, we provide customer service, excellent customer service. Now, what is customer satisfaction? It is a measurement to determine how customers are happy with the service of the organization. So if customers are happy with the services that has been provided to them, it means the customers are satisfied. Customers are happy that the value that they paid for, the money they paid, they got value in return. That's what this customer satisfaction aims to do. It aims to measure. It's a measurement that determines the how happy customers are with the services that has been provided to them. Okay, now I think that's said. The effect of customer satisfaction, because it is one thing to provide service, and it is one thing for the customers that we are serving to be happy with the service that has been provided. So now, okay, I think okay. So now I'm going to speak up some more. Okay, so now we're talking about the effects of customer satisfaction. So we're saying one of them is customer loyalty. Customer loyalty is important. So now it's an important effect of customer satisfaction. When we see increasing loyalty from customers, when we see customers repeat patronage, when we see customers are loyal to our brand, customers defend the brand, but people speak so well about the brand. That customers speak so well, customers are impressed with the brand, it means customers are satisfied. Nobody speaks or defends a brand that where they pay money to access the service and they are not satisfied with it and they defend it. No, they don't. They complain about it rather. Now, we talk about brand goodwill. These are effects of customer satisfaction. If a customer is satisfied with a brand, of course, there's a goodwill towards that brand. Anytime, any day, they will defend the brand when the brand comes under attack or comes under a smear campaign. Then we go ahead to talk about repeat patronage. Is an effect, an evidence that the customers are satisfied. Nobody continuously pays for an undissatisfied, there is a dissatisfaction. Nobody repeats the patronage on something that they are dissatisfied about. So now we also say that an effect of customer satisfaction is also increased spending. When customers are willing to spend more, when customers are willing to make payments, willing to not just make payments, but you cross sell, you upsell, and they buy them, it means they are satisfied and they want to increase spending. Now, when we talk about that increased spending, we are satisfied and we're bringing more people, we're bringing our friends and our relatives. It means we are satisfied and it means that we're going to be increasing spending as well. These are the effect, evidence that the customer is satisfied. Recommendation. When we make recommendation as customers, as satisfied customers, it only shows something that we are happy with the brand. Then referrals. We tell people, oh, we talk to people about that particular brand. Then we also advocate for the brand. We tell people, we push advocacies for the brand. We tell people, we recommend the brand. Say, oh, you choose this one over that way. We spread that the good word of mouth about that particular brand. These are evidence that we are satisfied. These are evidence that customers are satisfied with the brand. Okay, that said, let's move as quick as we can. Steps to improve customer satisfaction. So now, the steps to improve customer satisfaction simply means now simplifying service processes. So it means the step to reduce customer satisfaction, the steps to keep customers dissatisfied is the exact opposite of what we are going to treat now. So if we want to improve customer service, it means that the processes should be simplified. Now, as a customer, as a customer service agent, it is your duty to identify the hitches, to identify it is your duty to identify the hitches. It is your duty to identify the bottlenecks in processes and recommend them to the management, recommend them to your superiors so that changes can be made or improvements can be made. Now, treating customer requests with respect. So, in reverse, when customers are disrespected, when customer requests are disrespected, or when customer requests are abandoned, when customers are treated with disdain, this will definitely make a customer dissatisfied. So if we want a customer to be satisfied, it means we must treat them with respect and we must treat their requests with respect. That is that. Then we resolve issues on time. As a service agent, we need to resolve issues on time. Remember, we talked about turnaround time. The option they are going to be working with does not have it does not have an established turnaround time. It means that we should suggest a turnaround time or suggest it to the organization so we can have a turnaround time. Of course, that is when if it is applicable to the organization, because there are some actions that do not require turnaround time with regards to the service that they provide. Now we'll talk about the next one, which is of course talk about issue resolution, not just turnaround time. We're discussing the issue resolution, resolve issues on time. So if there are complaints, if it is within 24 hours, resolve the issues within that 24 hours and get back to the customer. Of course, request feedback. We've talked about that in earlier considerations. Requesting feedbacks, because when we get feedbacks, we can truly know the position of the customer satisfaction, of how satisfied the customer is at that time. Okay, then we'll talk about listening to understand. So we listen to understand, or not just listening to respond, because there are some service agents who just listen to respond. Before the customer finishes, they're already saying without even understanding what the customer is saying. Only after there's a repeat and repeat, oh, they now say, okay, oh, this is what it even mean. So it means they did not listen to understand, they listened to reply. There's a difference between listening to reply and listening to understand. So we listen to understand and then to reply. So don't just skip the understand, just listen to reply. It ought to be listen to understand and then to reply. Okay, that is that. Then finally, we say that customer satisfaction, the ways to improve them includes providing necessary assistance. So if the assistance is unnecessary, it can be unnecessary if it can be unnecessary and unuseful if the client is no longer interested in or if the timeline has elapsed when it is still going to be useful to the client has elapsed. So now if the solution is no longer useful to the client, then the customer definitely does not need that assistance or does not need that solution anymore. So to improve customer satisfaction, it means that whatever it is that is solution that is being provided must be provided on time. And whatever assistance that is being provided must be provided also on time. Okay, that said, what are the areas of customer satisfaction? What areas can we consider as customer satisfaction? Now, professionalism of agents. Now, when we look at the professionalism of agents, they contribute to the satisfaction of a customer. When agents are unprofessional with their services or with their conversations with customers, it means that there's a problem. Customers are definitely not going to be satisfied with it. These are areas that need to pay close attention. So, as agents, we need to ensure that at all times we exude professionalism with our services to customers. Then let's go ahead and talk about the next one, simplicity of the onboarding process. So if a customer is coming in, and of course, not all these may not fall under your purview, but we're taking them so that we can know when we have meetings and we are to give suggestions, we know what to talk about. Simplicity of onboarding process. If the process is so rigorous and cumbersome, then it means we need to advise management or suggest to management to find a way to improve the processes. So there's a lot of we need to do this, we need to do that, get this documentation, get that, get this, get that. At the end of the day, there might be an issue trying to onboard that particular customer. Then we say ease of finding what the customer wants. Of course, let's take for instance the customer wants XYZ service or XYZ product. The ease of finding that particular product or delivering that service to that customer is also very much important. There is accessibility. Accessing that particular product or service is very imperative in customer satisfaction. Then ease of payment process is also very much important. So when customers find what they want, when does the payment become a headache? So if the payment in ability is to make that payment, they have to do this, they have to do that, do this, get that. It gives them a lot of project, then there's an issue there. Customers definitely not be satisfied by the time they are done with all the tedious payment processes, which actually should have been seamless. Then we talk about processing time. If the processing time is way too longer than it ought to be, then of course most customers will definitely not be impressed with it. Let's take for instance, or if talk about a turnaround time being 3 working days, and at the end of the day, the turnaround time is 7 days or 7 working days, then the customer definitely will be satisfied because they were told 3 working days, and at the end of the day, it took 7 days, 7 working days to deliver. Then we talk about timeliness of delivery. Timeliness of delivery. If if a delivery is supposed to be made by 3 p.m. and the customer is at that particular location or is at their office by 3 p.m. to receive the delivery, only for the delivery person to come by 4 p.m., expecting the customer to stay back for additional 1 hour, they might just have walked away and they might just cancel their orders. This is very much important. Timeliness of delivery. It is 3 p.m. It is 3 p.m. So when whatever time is scheduled to the customer must be adhered to. Then time we're talking about accuracy of order. I shouldn't be ordering a Samsung and be getting an let's say a Techno, or I shouldn't be ordering let's say an XYZ milk and be getting a QXQLM milk. So it's much important. So whatever, if I'm ordering for this, I should get exactly what I'm ordering for. So there's no swap in orders. There's no that's misplaced order or mismatched order. It shouldn't even find its way at all into the workplace. So if as a customer service agent, the orders of the customer should match exactly what is being delivered to them, so that they don't order A and get B. Whatever, if they order A, let them get A. If they order B, let them get B. So they don't order A and get B. Now, I'm talking about the follow-up experience. We've talked about that, such that every customer should get an opportunity to enjoy a follow-up experience. So, as a service agent, you have the you definitely be saddled with the responsibility of getting the follow-up experience feedback from customers. So, you provide report from your follow-up with customers. Then go ahead to talk about process improvement. Process improvement is very, very much important here. These are areas of customer satisfaction which you need to, which are considering right now. Process improvement, it shouldn't be the same thing. If customers complain about this particular process, the process ought to improve by the time they are coming back to it. So if we are saying that if the person had an issue with this particular process, let's say 3 months ago, and they're coming back again, it is still the same issue. Then, and let's say the customer gave feedback, reported that particular issue, and it is not resolved, then they might just make some decisions about that particular brand. I think that is that about the key areas of consideration with regards to customer satisfaction. Now, let's go ahead into the training to talk about customer satisfaction feedback. Of course, what is customer satisfaction feedback? That's honest opinion and suggestion. Remember that we are saying that as frontline executive, we and one of the major things that we're going to be doing is to gather customer satisfaction feedbacks or customer feedback, even though if they are satisfactory or they are not. Why it is called, why we're saying it is customer satisfaction feedback is that we can use it to rate if they are satisfied or not. We will rather not call it a customer dissatisfaction feedback. We intend to satisfy the customer. That is what we are saying is a customer satisfaction feedback. Now, we expect that this feedback should be honest opinion and suggestions from customers. That is what customer satisfaction feedback is all about, such that they can honestly give their opinion and their suggestions about the brand, not necessarily because they are happy with it, with the frontline executive or the service representative. So they just say everything is okay, everything is good. When everything is not just okay. So wherever they feel that they need more improvement or they need more value, they need to speak up there. Then we talk about information for development. Customer satisfaction feedback are information required for development, developing new products, new services, readjusting existing products and services to fit into what the customer wants or expects of the brand. Then thirdly, insights for process improvement. Customer feedbacks are insights for process improvement. Very, very much important. They provide insights that the development team work with or the management team works with to improve processes, grant approvals where necessary, make changes where necessary, and the rest of that. Then we'll talk about critical assessment on the brand. Now, customer feedbacks give a critical assessment on the brand. So, as a customer service person, so I want to I will always view the criticism or the assessment of customers objectively. I'm not going to be seeing it as the customers being antagonists and trying to criticize or negatively demarket the brand. No, that's not what we're saying. From what they're saying, is it true or is it not true? Can we work on this? Can we make improvements where necessary? So if the customer is satisfied about a particular product or a particular service or about a particular thing, then we need to make changes there as long as we can. So as a service agent, we receive this feedback and we pass them to if to the that is to the line of command through the line of command um, or to the management, whichever the case may be. Then finally, customer satisfaction feedbacks are insights on competitor activities. Often than not, we find customers comparing, oh, this particular or this, we say this particular organization even does this better than your organization. They provide this, they do this, they do that. So, and the customers, they tell that to you as a customer service person. They give you information, say, this company, they even do this to their customers. If people do not, they tell you this particular one does this, and if people do not. So that is feedback. And you don't need to just shove it aside or say, that is how they want to do it. No. Yeah, that is critical information for you. You need to, if as an agent, you need to get that information on your own. You will have to pay transport. You will have to get there. You have to patronize them. You have to also patronize them consistently to understand that this is actually how the services are. But you now have it on a platter of gold, somebody giving you the information about the competition, telling you that this is what they do. Only and you compare and you get this information on the desk from one, two, three, four, five persons, and it is the same thing. It means that truly this is what this your competition, that's the competition of the organization does. It means that it can be suggested to the management to make improvement or to create something similar to what the competition is doing, such that we can retain the customers and they don't put to the competition. Okay, I think that is that with regards to customer satisfaction feedback, trying to describe what it is. Now, let's consider customer satisfaction complaints. Moving on to the next slide. It's a customer satisfaction complaints. What are they? Now, remember we've talked about what customer satisfaction feedback is. We want to distinguish them from complaints. We might have a feedback, but when we're talking about complaints, what exactly is customer satisfaction complaint? It helps us to understand the pain points of a customer. So if a customer has been with an organization and gives us the pain points, tells us, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. I purchased your product, I purchased the services of your organization, and this is what I noticed. I did this is what I noticed. They are telling you about their pain point, the frustrations of what. So these are the complaints. So those complaints, these are customer service complaints. Pain points, they help the organization to understand where the pain points of customers are and so that improvements can be made. Now, complaints, customer satisfaction complaints are also dissatisfaction in general. So it's the opposite, dissatisfaction. Anywhere the customer is dissatisfied, at any point the customer feels dissatisfied or feels any form of dissatisfaction with regards to the service or the product of a brand, it means that the customer is not happy and things need to be that's either the process are rejigged or the customer is fairly compensated. Then finally talk about resentment or claims. Customer complaints, customer feedback complaints are resentments. Customer feedback, customer satisfaction complaints are about on claims. Of course, when they complain about certain things, or how maybe they use the particular product and it spoils this, damage this, so they can lay claims that is on. They can lay claims where necessary. So these are the things. These are customer satisfaction complaints, which that's versus customer satisfaction feedback that we considered more earlier. Okay, so now in summarizing this, so because this brings us to the customer satisfaction we considered earlier. So say the customer satisfaction is the measurement that aims to determine how happy customers are with the brand. Customer satisfaction is a measurement that aims to determine how happy customers are with the brand. That's the summary of this particular section of the training. Okay, I think we're about the last lab, which is service delivery excellence. So before we proceed, we'll also make an emphasis again. If you're just joining, please ensure to check the body of the training, the body of the description of this particular training. You're going to see a link. Click on it so you can download the training material and proceed. So prior to this time, we've considered three topics earlier into this particular one, which we're trying to discuss now. So we started with the customer, trying to understand who the customer is. We considered customer service. Then we just concluded customer satisfaction. And now we're about to enter into service delivery excellence. This will help us to providing an excellent service to customers. Remember that we said if you have questions, always can put them down in the comment section so that you don't forget them, or you can write them down. By the time we are done with the entire training, we can just take all the questions together. So now, that said, I'll proceed into the fourth module, which is the last topic for today. This is service delivery excellence. Now, when we say service delivery excellence, what exactly are we saying? We're going to be considering them versus that is service delivery versus service delivery excellence. I want us to consider that. Okay, so now we say the service delivery excellence is service delivery through providing value through service to users, buyers, customers, and consumers is service delivery. Now, that is service delivery, but service delivery excellence is refining competence and professionalism to stand out from the competition. So if we're providing value, value to customers through services, we're providing value to customers through services. What we're providing is service. We're doing service delivery. We're providing value to customers through service. We are providing service. That's what we are doing. We're doing service delivery. But we're talking about service delivery excellence. Now, we are scaling from just providing value to customers to refining our competence and professionalism in order to stand out. And what the essence of this particular section of the training is refining the competence and our professionalism, our approach to customer service. We are refining it to ensure that we deliver excellence to the customer. That is that. Okay, then we go ahead to talk about the evidence of service excellence. Of course, if we see that this service is excellent, what we're saying is that the customer is getting commensurate value for their money. That is what we're saying. We're saying customers are getting commensurate value for their money and standards in quality, of course. Customers are getting, there's a standard in the quality of the service that is being provided to the customer. So as a service officer, as a service agent, we ensure that the standards or the standards in the quality of the service that we deliver is top-notch quality. Then we also talk about the timely customer support, feedback implementation. We're providing excellent and timely customer support. We're implementing the feedbacks that are being provided by the customers. Of course, as service agents, it is not in our power to always to implement all the feedback that is being provided by the customers, but those that are within our power or within our purview, we implement them, and those that are for the management to implement, then the management, it is left for the management to do that, but we relay the information to the management so they can act on it. Then, another evidence of service excellence is respect for customers. Respect for customers and commitments to fulfilling promises. So if we respect customers and we commit to fulfilling the promises that we have made to customers, that means we have an excellent service. If we say that this service, the turnaround time is 3 minutes, then the customer is expecting that within 3 minutes they should be done. And if there's a spillover, it ought to be within, let's say, 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes we are done, even if there's a spillover. So we say 3 minutes, we maintain 3 minutes. So if we exceed 3 minutes, it means that there's a spillover. And even if we apologize for that extra time that it takes to deliver that particular service, but it should not be something that is consistent. We should be known for keeping to the promise that we made to customers. Okay, I think that said, now how then do we improve service excellence? It is about customer-centric services, of course, friendliness in customer service, creativity in processes, drive and passion for service, continuous improvement, continuous process improvement, and connection with customers. When services are focused on customers, this improves service excellence. When everything that we do, our orientation as service officials are customer centric. Everything that we do, what we say, what we do about in line, our day to day is about how to service the customer better and how to get them satisfied. That is that. Talk about friendliness. We are friendly with our customer service. We are creative in our processes. So we don't just say this is how we do it. We're always looking for ways to improve. We're looking for ways to make the processes much more better and seamless. Then talk about continuous passion. Of course, we are passionate about what we do. It will reflect. Then our processes are always improving, and we're always looking for ways to connect with our customers. Now, I think that said, customer service or service delivery should always be responsive. Moving on to the next slide, service delivery processes ought to be responsive. Why do we say that it ought to be responsive? It is responsive because as a service official, you are supposed to you are supposed to develop the willingness to go the extra mile in resolving customer issues. Take for instance, you are on resolving a particular issue and your closing time is 4:30 or 5 p.m. Now you started by 4:30 to resolve this issue, or you started by 4 o'clock to resolve this issue, and it is still yet unresolved, and it is 5 p.m. So you don't just take your bag and say, oh, it is 5 p.m. I'm closing, and you continue from there tomorrow. Customer, can you just stand and start going? You come back tomorrow and let us sort this out. No, there's a willingness to go the extra mile. You have to sit down there and sort out that customer because sort out the customer, so they don't have to come back there tomorrow only because it is now time to leave. So that particular, as long as that customer is already seated with you, started processing before it is 5 p.m., then you ought to start that customer before you leave. That is that. Then willing to go the extra mile also emphasizes on the fact that, oh, this is an issue. And how do I sort this customer? How do I help this customer become happy again? So I'm willing to do anything that it takes to make this customer happy again. So we do that. Want to suggest possibly to our supervisors, and what do we need to do to make this customer happy again? That's going the extra mile. But that's want to stay within the purview of what we're talking about. Then providing timely support. Providing timely support is very much important. Talk about providing effective solutions. We discussed about this earlier. I'm not going to repeat that again. Then service turnaround time. This is what makes a service responsive, so such that the everything about the customer service is top notch. Then empathy. Empathy is very much important when it comes to service delivery excellence. Care for customers, not just care for the customer's pocket or care for the customer's money. No, we care actually for the customer. So such that when the customer has problem or encounters a challenge or a difficulty with the product or the service that they purchased, we don't just throw them or throw them under the bus or just leave them to themselves and say, that's not my business. My own is just to make sales, or at the end of the day, we're just here to service, just here to make profit. No, the option is that the option continues to make profit is happy customers. So we care for the customers. As customer service agents, we care for customers truly. Then we pay attention to details. We also ensure that we understand the customers when they make their complaints. We ensure to understand their complaints and resolve them properly. Then personalizing services. Want to be sure. So if we say if there's a general method, this is general method of attending to customers. Yes, if this general method is not working, maybe we need to still to personalize the service and make the customer feel more satisfied or more fulfilling with the services that is being provided to them. That is empathy. So now we'll go on to talk about reliability. The reliability is important because we need to ensure that the promises to customers are delivered. That the product performance is always top notch. So if we say that the product that we are selling who does this, it should deliver it. The promises should be delivered. They have to be reliable. We're talking about this service delivery excellence now. So if the service that we provide is not reliable, then there is an issue. Accuracy in service delivered such that this is what the customer ordered versus what they get should not be different. Commitment to issue resolution also is also important. Then assurance and reassurance to service delivery is very, very much important to ensure that the service delivery is reliable or the brand is reliable when it comes to customer service excellence. So this brings us to a close with regards to customer service. We say service delivery excellence is just refining competence and professionalism to stand out from the competition every time and always. So this brings us to a close on this training. So I want to take the classes at this time. So please let me see if okay. I'm going to be checking the questions at this time. Let me see if there are questions. If you have questions, just drop them now so we can just take them immediately. Okay. Let me just go to the comment section. Okay. Okay, someone is saying that they can barely hear, but I think we worked on the audio and it improved better. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think if you have questions, we can get that now. Okay. How can one handle customers that don't understand the general language of communication? Okay. When we talk about customers who do not understand the general language of communication here, there's a mother tongue, and if you can speak the mother tongue very well, then that is great. Maybe speak with the customer speak with the customer using a mother tongue that they can understand. If the general tongue is, of course, every organization has rules. If the organization permits the use of mother tongue, then use it. If they do not permit the use of mother tongue, then stay with the rules of the organization. There's a reason. But if of course, with regards to customer service, organizations permit the use of most organizations permit the use of mother tongues. Most organizations permit as long as you're servicing that customer, not for general communication. Yeah, you use that mother tongue not for general communication, but specifically interacting with a customer who does not understand general communication, but understands a certain tongue. So you can just, if you're fluent with that, you can go ahead and use and discuss with that particular client. Now, in an instance where there's a mother tongue where the customer understands, and you as a service agent are not fluent in that and cannot help that customer, it is your duty to look out for another service agent who can help you. If another service agent can hold that conversation effectively or can discuss effectively with that customer with that particular mother tongue, then kindly, politely refer that, help them so they can understand that, oh, this particular person can help them explain it better in the language that they understand. Remember, communication is complete when every party on either side understands the message that is being passed. If the customer at the end of the day, the customer's problem is unresolved, then there is no solution. Service has not been rendered to the customer and solution has not been provided. So the customer has to be happy and before leaving that particular organization. Okay. From Ale Tomima, it says, okay, please, I would like to ask what's the difference between a customer service agent and a salesperson in an organization? Okay, customer service person. Okay, there are roles. Of course, there are some organizations that try to merge the role of a sales person with a customer service person. Some organizations do that. So, but they are completely distinct. Remember, we said earlier. Now, we define who a customer is. That is how we started the training. We explained who the customer is. Then we will explain what customer service is. And if I'm going to reiterate that, I will say that a customer service person is the person who was employed to provide service, to provide the services or provide assistance to anyone who patronizes the brand or who patronizes these organizations that employ the customer service person. I think if that is also too bogus, I would say a customer service person is one who is employed to provide assistance to the customers of an organization. I think that is much more clearer here. A salesperson, on the other hand, is someone who is brought in to drive sales, to drive profitability, to drive revenue generation for the organization, to drive business development activities, to source for new clients, to source for new opportunities of making profits for the organization, to utilize opportunities for sales, to utilize opportunities for increasing for increasing profit opportunities for the organization. This is a salesperson. This is the job function of a salesperson. It is practically different from what a customer service person does. But like I said earlier, that some organizations merge the role of a customer service person with a salesperson and brings them together. Sometimes you see positions like customer sales officer or customer sales officer. Yes, in those instances, the salesperson also provide customer service functions to the customers. I think that sorts the that explains that better. Now, Ikechukwu says, how do one refer such customers who, without without them feeling insulted? I'll ask you to swap positions. I'll ask you to swap positions in your mind. Swap positions. How would somebody take, for instance, you do not understand English. Okay, from I think if let's say you do not understand English, what you understand is vernacular, and let's say vernacular is not a general language in the country, and you have someone who can speak that vernacular excellently well, but you yourself cannot speak vernacular. You can speak English. So now, but there's someone that can speak very well. It is only clear to say, sir, you understand this particular language, and how there's someone else who would like to attend, who would like to take this particular, or who has been dedicated to speak with you in this language, or who has been dedicated to help you understand this particular language, this particular issue very well. And this is the desk. They can help you sort it out. So there's where you talk to the person and they don't feel insulted about it. A practical example is we visit large gatherings, and there are some large gatherings, we see places where they write so languages, so languages. People who understand this language, XYZ language, ABC language, QD language. So we see all those. So people go there to see. They don't feel insulted. They only tell them, okay, if you understand. For instance, when you visit your ATM, don't your ATM tell you preferred languages? Like in Nigeria, the Nigerian ATM tells you preferred languages. They tell, do you want English? Do you want Yoruba? Do you want Igbo? Do you want Hausa? Do you want to be communicated with? So that is the question. And at the end of the day, the person feels, oh, if I'm okay with Yoruba, then I'm going to just type Yoruba and I'll begin to transact with Yoruba with the ATM, right? That's what it is. I don't feel insulted that why are they asking me to should they communicate with me in Yoruba or in English? That is the way I prefer to be communicated with. I better understand it that way, right? That said. I think that is there. Okay, how can one deal with arrogant customers? Of course, everybody will not be cool-headed. There will be arrogant people. There will be people, no matter how good you are, no matter how polite you are, they will be very arrogant. Yours is just to make sure that you do not insult them, just service them, provide the solution. Just make sure that you provide solution for which they came there for. Of course, whoever is arrogant is inbuilt in them. It is more like factory set. So you don't need to start working to correct people there. Just sort their problem and they will leave your presence. That is what it is. If the longer you keep them in your presence, the more they create more problem for you. So you don't want that. Just sort the problem for which they came in and let them carry their arrogance and leave the office space. Then even over on live chats, I have seen situations where people post nonsense, post things that are not right on to the live chat agent, and it's very terrible. But I think I'll classify that as bored customers who are just looking for attention. Then, okay, I think Ikechukwu is saying again, how do we handle angry and agitated customers who are displeased with the service given of course. Okay, this particular one is, of course, is included in customer recovery approach as the customer experience and recovery, which will be treated tomorrow. Please, I'll ask you, pay close attention. We will not preempt tomorrow's training. Just follow tomorrow's training and you get all that details stated there. Then Mabel Ezema says, how do you handle a situation where you have no knowledge about customers' inquiry, or the customer is asking about a product you have inadequate information about. Now, you must not know everything, Mabel. You must not know. Of course, it's not a crime that you do not know everything. That is one. But making no effort to know that thing is now the problem. If you don't make any effort to provide solution, that's where there's a problem. Nobody will laugh at you that if you say, "Excuse me for 1 minute," you step aside. You have a supervisor. Go and ask the right information and come back. Instead of giving the wrong information, step aside, go and ask your supervisor, ask another service agent. You must not be the epitome of knowledge for you to provide excellent service. Just ask someone that knows. The worst that will happen is you don't know and you end up misleading the customer by giving wrong information. Ask. And if you can't even handle that very well, just by the time you step out, go and discuss with somebody who can handle it. That person that can discuss it will by themselves walk up to your desk and come and pick the customer to their own desk. That's the best way to handle it. That's, let's say you are to resolve a particular issue, but you don't know how to resolve it, and you feel embarrassed or ashamed of doing. You can just go and talk to a superior person, and they will just you stylishly move that customer to that particular place, and they will go and handle that particular issue very well. Okay, Ale Tomua says, I would also like to ask if the organization has no refund policy and an angry customer comes to return a product, how do we deal with this kind of situation? Of course, there's a no refund policy that is there. You're not going to refund it from your salary now. You have to find a way to persuade that customer that there is a no refund policy on that particular product. Oftentimes, this can be on products that are sealed. If you open it, who will buy it? Let's take, for instance, the person there is this, maybe this is sealed product and somebody opens it and wants to return it. Some customers can do things that that does not make sense. Of course, they want to refund something that they know that it's unrefundable. They cannot get a refund on this. They just have to use it. So because the terms and conditions are there, the policies, service policies are there. They need to, so you need to keep apologizing. Just talk to the person and let them see that, oh, it is their own fault that they did not, that of course there are things that you cannot refund. Take for instance, I go and buy a tin milk and I don't like the tin milk, I want to go and return it, but I've opened it. How can I return it? How can I be demanding for refund? It's just I'm looking for trouble. That's what it is going to mean. So that is that. Then we'll go ahead to talk about if you start maybe of course there are ways these things can be handled. Let's take for instance, oftentimes these are for sales people. I don't think I want to go in that direction. Let's leave it. We're not discussing sales. If we're discussing sales, there are other situations that there are other ideas I could give towards that particular problem. Okay, now we talk about Ike. Emmanuel says it improved at this point. Okay, at this ending stage, just a few minutes. Okay. Okay. Ike is saying, how do we get the certificate? Okay. Okay, we're going to say, I'm going to say something later at the end of the tail end of the class. Okay. Then if Naya says, will the link for tomorrow's class be? Of course, it has already been sent to you. Please check the email that was sent to you. If Naya, the link for tomorrow's training is already in your email. Check the email that was sent to you. You're going to see it. Of course, we might have to send it again, but it has already been sent to you. Just check the link in your email, the previous email that was sent to you. You see the first one, you see the second one, customer retention. That's for tomorrow. Just click on it and that will sort it out. Okay. Okay, you say, and will the class also be by 4? No, the class for tomorrow, I think, is by 9 a.m. Check it. The class for tomorrow is by 9 a.m. Just check it. You just check the mail that was sent to you. All the details was included in that mail. Just read it. You will see the details there. Okay. Now, with regards to the certificate, the learning assessment will be done. Please, we suggest that just what you are going to do. Every participant that is live here, you're going to type your email address here on the group chat, because there's what we want to do this time around. You type your email address. This is from the email address that will be copied out, and your learning assessment will be sent to you directly from here. But the learning assessment, this you can send it here. We'll also do it tomorrow. So, but since someone has already asked, Emmanuel asked the question already, just type your email address with which you are going to use to receive that learning assessment. Type it in the comment section and put it to be copied out. then you'll be contacted with it. We get a learning assessment and a certificate also will be done, because it is when you do your learning assessment that the certificate will be given to you. Learning assessment is just to test what we have just discussed and how impactful it has been thus far. I think that is that brings us to a close in this session. Okay, and until we see tomorrow, I think that brings us to a close. Enjoy the rest of the evening.